When arriving at the client's house, introduce yourself to the client and hand them your business card. Be respectful to the client and explain what you are going to do. Start by removing both the furnace and the blower cabinet doors. Check visually for cracks in the heat exchanger. At no point during the clean and tune should you bang on the heat exchangers. Upon completing the visual inspection, Community Action expects you to perform a combustion analysis check of the heat exchanger, watching for an increase in oxygen and/or change in carbon monoxide once the blower turns on. You should also be watching the furnace burner flames when the blower turns on to see if they move around. If a crack or a positive heat exchanger test is discovered, you must stop all work and call Community Action. Proceed with the clean and tune by pulling the blower assembly out. Check the heat exchanger for cracks and the A coil for airflow. You need to put your head in the furnace blower cabinet and look up at the heat exchanger and A coil. If a crack is discovered, you must stop all work and call Community Action. If you see any debris, you will need to clean the coils. If you cannot see the A coil from the furnace blower cabinet, you will need to lift the plenum and inspect the A coil and heat exchanger with a mirror. If you find a leaking A coil or condensate pan or a plugged A coil, you need to call Community Action. After passing the heat exchanger test, continue with the clean and tune by inspecting the igniter. The igniter in this furnace is an IID. Check the igniter for cracks, hot spots, or loose wires. If you find any of these problems, the igniter will need to be replaced. It is important to check the flame sensor and sand, clean, or replace if necessary. Remove the burners, baffles, and visually check the interior of the heat exchanger. Separate the blower wheel and motor from the blower frame. Even a small amount of dust can impact the airflow and energy costs negatively. Removing 1/16 inch of dust from the front edge of the blower blades can increase the airflow by up to 25%. Chemically clean the blower blades. If the furnace has an electronic air cleaner, you will need to chemically clean this as well. Following the chemical application, spray off the blades with water and dry blower blades completely. Thorough cleaning of the blades will provide a savings for the client on their energy bill. Clean the blower frame before reassembling the blower. You are expected to clean the blower motor thoroughly. Except for permanently oiled motors, blower motors need to be lubricated. Brush, wipe, and vacuum out the blower cabinet and the bottom of the return drop. We believe in the importance of a complete clean and tune because this furnace may never have another clean and tune. Reinstall blower motor assembly into the cabinet. Install a new furnace filter for every furnace that you clean and tune. Educate the client on the importance of changing or cleaning the furnace filter monthly. The furnace filter size and airflow arrow needs to be written on the return drop in permanent marker. For furnaces with electronic air cleaners, you will need to explain the importance of cleaning the main filter every 90 days and the pre-filter every 30 days. Explain to the client the need to purchase a filter that allows for good airflow. If the furnace does not have a furnace filter cover, you will need to install one that seals tightly. Remove the furnace flue and inspect for rust, weak spots, and leaks. Clean and inspect the chimney's drip tee and ensure it is clear and drains properly. If the furnace flue appears to be okay, we expect it to be brushed and vacuumed. Call Community Action if a repair or replacement is needed. Check the integrity of the inducer motor and blower fan blades. If repair or replacement is needed, call Community Action. If not, then proceed to brush and vacuum the fan blades. It is important to oil the inducer motor and ensure the fan blades move freely. Reattach the furnace flue securely to the chimney and furnace. Brush and vacuum each chamber of the heat exchanger. Cleaning the burners varies by each burner type. The power burners shown here need to be removed and brushed thoroughly, including each burner, port, and crossover. Steel burners will need to be filed and brushed. Before reinstallation, all burners must be thoroughly vacuumed. Check that each orifice is cleaned and correctly sized for the designed furnace input. Reinstall the burners and igniter assembly. If there is an existing combustion air tied into the return duct, remove it. For existing combustion air, clean the hood outside, put in the J-trap, and ensure there are no obstructions. Seal all accessible ductwork with duct mastic, including all duct connections, gaps, and holes. Clean and vacuum all return grills, supply registers, and immediate duct openings. Check the condensate lines to ensure they are clean and secured to the drain. Install a condensate pump if the line runs across a walkway. Test the furnace emergency switch to ensure proper operation. Check gas pressure at the furnace gas valve. Clock the gas meter. The clocked BTUs need to be plus or minus 2% of the furnace data plate input. In some situations, this is not possible, and you will need to document the reason. To clock the meter, you need to time the revolution of the half cubic foot dial and calculate the BTU input by dividing 1,800 by the seconds clocked. Perform the natural draft test on the furnace and water heater by inserting a pressure gauge into the test holes. Perform a worst-case draft test. All atmospheric combustion appliances used to heat the dwelling, boilers, furnaces, and space heaters, or to provide domestic hot water must pass a worst-case draft test. Any negative draft on the mechanical system or water heater is acceptable. The following steps outline the worst-case draft tests. Do not perform worst-case draft tests if wood-burning furnaces, stoves, or fireplaces are operating. Close all windows and exterior doors. Turn on all equipment that exhausts air to the outside, including range hoods, bathroom, kitchen, or any other exhaust fans, and gas or electric clothes dryers. Turn off air conditioners and warm weather whole house fans. Turn on all combustion appliances such as furnaces, boilers, space heaters, and water heaters. Allow these appliances to operate for 5 minutes and then take their draft readings. In dwellings with forced air systems, make sure the furnace fan is on and running. If a plus 90% high-efficiency sealed combustion 2-pipe furnace is present, it is excluded from the worst-case draft test, but must be operating when the other appliances are being tested. If any appliance does not pass the test, try opening a nearby window or door to the exterior. Retest the appliance, and if the appliance now meets the pressure measurements, then consider installing combustion air. If the appliance still does not meet performance indicators, look for and correct other problems, such as chimney or venting blockages. Retest the appliance after corrective measures have been completed. If the appliance still cannot pass worst-case draft, call community action. Perform a combustion gas analysis of the furnace flue gases and ensure they are within the acceptable range provided by community action. Write the date and the combustion analysis test results directly on the return drop and permanent marker. If you are not able to get all the levels within the specified ranges, call community action. Perform a heat rise test to ensure furnace is operating within the range indicated on the furnace data plate. Confirm all vents are open and clear. Call community action if any changes must be made to the duct system. Perform the static pressure test to ensure the furnace is within the range indicated on the furnace data plate. If the static pressure is not within the specified range, investigate to find out what duct alterations are needed to correct the static pressure. Call community action if any changes must be made to the duct system. Perform room-to-room pressure balancing according to community action's step-by-step instructions. This test can be used to figure out where ducts can be added to correct static pressure issues and maintain a balanced duct system. All forced air systems having mechanical work performed must have room-to-room pressure balancing completed. Set up house for winter conditions. Close all windows and exterior doors. Turn off all exhaust fans. Turn on furnace air handler. Place the manometer hose a minimum of 3 feet into the room away from obstructions in supply and return grills. Close the door and be careful not to pinch the hose. Connect the hose to the manometer. A room pressure greater than plus 4.0 and less than negative 4.0 pascals will require pressure relief. To estimate the amount of area needed to provide the pressure relief, open the door until the difference drops between plus 4.0 and negative 4.0 pascals. Check supply and return ductwork for blockage and check all dampers to make sure that the flow is not interrupted. If needed, install high transfer grill in the room and low transfer grill in the hallway on the other side of the wall in the same stud cavity. If a transfer grill cannot be installed, call Community Action. Ensure that gas lines have no leaks and there are sufficient gas drip legs. If a gas leak is found, repair as needed. Test thermostat amperage if thermostat has adjustable anticipator. Measure amperage of the gas valve and any other low voltage equipment on the control circuit and set thermostat heat anticipator to match. Test digital and setback thermostats for optimal performance. When installing a setback thermostat, walk the client through the initial programming process and leave the owner's manual with the client or in the furnace manual pocket. Fill out Community Action's mechanical form and have client sign Community Action's warranty form. Thoroughly cleaning your work area after every job shows great workmanship and respect for the homeowner. This is a requirement by our program for every job site. This outstanding service helps eliminate complaints and helps us to continue servicing our community for many years to come.